So we know Halloween now behind us, Thanksgiving just 2 weeks away.
So that clearly means it's time to get out those holiday lights, and our Shayla Reeves is ready to help us get those lights up safely. Shayla, good morning.
Good morning. I know this story is for somebody this morning, and we're glad to help you out because we want to keep you out of the hospital. We want to keep you safe, and Nick is going to help us do it. We're here with Nick Walters of Rainbow Companies. This is a time of year where people are trying to haul out those holiday decorations. A lot of homeowners, this is the only time of year where they're putting the lights up, and you want to make sure you're doing that safely, right?
That's correct.
And it starts really with the ladder in some cases, making sure that you have the right one. This can be one of the first mistakes that people make, and it can be a big one.
It can be. Actually, it's ladder falls account for approximately 35% of workplace injuries. So even professionals who use ladders aren't immune to problems that could arise. A few different types of ladders that we have here. The orange one on the right is an A-frame ladder, usually best for lower heights. My garage, for instance, just out of reach, so if you just need a little bit of boost, that would be appropriate. Also, you don't need a spotter or someone to hold the ladder for that. It's pretty stable. It doesn't work very well on uneven ground, so flat surfaces, that's what works best. If you have something that's a little bit taller, like the front of my house, and you have to navigate a little bit of a slope, like my landscaping, then the extension ladder is something that can avoid those areas and still get you to where you need to be safely.
And if you're trying to use the wrong kind of ladder on the wrong kind of space, it can take a turn pretty quickly.
It certainly can, yeah. If the ladder is unstable, very easy to tip sideways accidentally. If you use a ladder that's too short and you go up too high on it, it becomes very unstable and the likelihood of falling increases.
And another common mistake, not following those manufacturer directions when it comes to the number of strands that you need to have strung together with those lights.
That's correct, and that can vary depending on whether the lights are LED or incandescent. LED lights have a much longer, or many more strands can be connected end to end without shorting out the circuit than the incandescent lights. So keeping that in mind, how many you're putting together and what type of lights they are.
And also paying attention to where the lights are going, and also the plugs make an impact too.
Yeah, so when you're plugging in your lights, you want to make sure you're using extension cords and outlets that are grounded, and you want to use extension cords. That would be something that looks like this. It's a little 3-prong or 3 connection on the female end. You also want to make sure you're using extension cords and lights that are for outdoor use. There are indoor and outdoor lights. You want to make sure you use the outdoor lights.
And so not making the right choice here, this could really lead to some dangerous situations during the holidays, right?
Correct. It can, at the least, you could end up shorting your lights out. Then you're chasing around problems, not knowing what's happening, when it could just be moisture getting into an insecure plug. If you do have exposed wire, say you have an old extension cord, you were in a rush and you didn't check the cords, if you have exposed wire, that's when things could really become problematic, especially dry conditions like we have now, leaves everywhere. You don't want electricity in those sorts of scenarios.
All right, all important information. Nick is going to be sticking around with us, Heather and AJ, because we all know someone who said, you know what, I'm going to be a hero. I'm going to just get these lights up. And we're looking at them, we're saying, you don't have to be that hero. It might be your spouse, it might be your partner, and you're saying, let's just call in the expert. Well, Nick is going to stick around and tell us when we need to do that, when that friend, that partner, that spouse needs to go ahead, hang up the towel, say, this is your year, call in that expert. Yeah. When you need to do that, we're talking about it at 6:50.
I feel like you are speaking directly to me, Shayla. Yeah, when I look at those ladders, I just get a little queasy, All right, thank you.